Get ready to discover answers in the Bible with Bayless Conley.
You know, some of the witnessing that goes on would almost be better termed as spiritual mugging. You get a couple of Christians to gang up on some poor sinner and they turn him every which way but loose, determined that they are going to get him to see the error of his way and get him saved on the spot. But he may not be ready. So they, in their zeal and striving in the flesh, actually succeed in pushing that individual farther away from God rather than drawing him in. As a lady began coming to church, she got thoroughly saved. I mean, her whole life was changed, and she so wanted her husband to get saved. And, you know, she didn't realize it, but he was watching her. He thought this thing was going to wear off, that it was just some emotional thing, but he realized her life had really changed. She had a joy that she didn't have before. She had a peace that she didn't have before, and he was genuinely considering the claims of the gospel. But she so wanted him to get saved, but he wouldn't come to church. He didn't mind her going. It was great. You know, he was sort of just a good old boy. And so she thought, you know, I've got to get him saved. So she enlisted a couple of men from church to come to her house unannounced to visit her husband and get him saved. And so they showed up on a Monday night. Yes, right before the football game started. And he's sitting there with his beer. You know, the game's going to start in 5 minutes, and here two strangers show up at the door. And his wife says, "Oh, look, these guys are from church." And, you know, he's a polite man, so he invites them in, and they proceed to sort of tag team wrestle him into salvation. You know, one of them goes at him for a few minutes and then catches his breath, and the other one goes at him for a few minutes. And this goes on and on. He misses the entire first half of the game. He can't really hardly listen to anything they're saying because he's got one eye on the television set, and he's thinking, I wish these bozos would get out of here. And you know what? By the time they left, he was farther from God than he was when they came. I think if his wife would have just made a big bowl of popcorn and curled up next to him on the couch and watched the game with him, it would have done more to bring him to God than having him bushwhacked by the two guys from church. You see, she was trying to do the Holy Spirit's work for him. I have witnessed quite a few spiritual muggings in my time, and I've never seen one result in a conversion. It is not up to you or to me to convict people of their sin. The Holy Spirit does that. Now, here's the balance, all right? We cannot remain silent because we have been commanded to preach the gospel. So there always is a balance, but we need to be sensitive as to who we should preach to and when we should preach to them and how much we should share.